How to do log and antilog. But before going to that, you need to know so many things. Starting off with the logarithm laws. So there are mainly three types of laws. First one is log A multiplied with log B is equal to log A plus log B. The second rule is log A divided by log B is equal to log A minus log B. And the third rule is the log of A raised to the power x will be equal to x multiplied by the log of A. So these are the three laws of logarithm. Then we'll move on to the log to base of 10. So what do we mean by the log to base of 10? That is, whenever you get the values log 10, log 100 and log 10,000, you don't need to go and check the logarithm table. Instead of that, the value of log 10 will be 1. The value of log 100 will be 2. The value of log 10,000 will be 4. Now there is a similar pattern to this. What? The amount of zeros will be the value of the log. See, 1 0 means the value is 1. 2 0, the value is 2. This is only applicable to log and not anti-log. Next, we'll go to the working rule. So what is working rule? Working rule is basically shifting the decimal point. If you want to shift the decimal point towards the left side, that is towards the left side, this side, then you multiply the number with 10 raised to the power minus 2. So if you multiply 10 raised to the power minus 2, the decimal moves to the left side. Now, if you need to shift the decimal to the right side, then you multiply the number with 10 raised to 2. That is, this is negative and this is positive. So this will really help you to understand or shift numbers when you find log and anti-log. After knowing all those, let's move on to finding the log value. So how do you find the log of this number? That is 6.243. To find the log value of this, you need the log table. Okay, so this is the logarithm table. Now the first thing that you need to do is take the first two digits, that is, let's go, rule number 1, take the first two digits of the number. So what are the first two digits? 62. Just ignore the decimal point for now. So 62. Now what you have to do is you take the logarithm table and look for the number 62 on the first column. So over here, see, 62. So you got the number 62. Now what you need to do is go for the next number. That is, the next number in this question is 4. So now you go to 4. Now check for the column number 4. And align 4 and 62. See, 62 to the column 4. And the value you get is 7952. Write down that number. That is 7952. So the second rule is take the next digit. Okay. So the value we got is 7954. Oh, sorry, 52. Okay. Now, the third rule is take the next digit and add. So what do I mean by this? Take the next digit. What is the next digit over here? 3. Now you look for the number 3. But which 3 do you consider? This 3? No. When you look here at the right side of the logarithm table, you will find another set of numbers having spaces. This is called as a mean difference. You need to find the mean difference. Okay. So go from 62 to the third column, right? Because the number is 3. So 62 all the way to 3. And that is 2. So the number we got is 2. And what did they say? Add. So what do? Take this value, that is 7952, and add 2. Where did I get this 2 from? When you look at the third column from 62, the value is 2. So that is 7954. This is the value that we got. Is this the log value? No. Now how do you calculate the log value? There is this thing called mantissa and characteristic. This value we got right now is called as the mantissa. Now what is the characteristic? Characteristic characteristic is basically the amount of numbers. Characteristic, oh my god, okay. Characteristic is basically the amount of numbers supposed to be before the decimal point. Okay, so in this question, how many numbers are there before the decimal point? Only one number, right? Which is 6. Now, how do you find the characteristic? That is the amount of numbers before the decimal point minus 1. So over here only one number is, so 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. So 0 is the characteristic. Now when you add the characteristic and the mantissa, you get the log value. So only 0 is the number before the decimal point. So put 0 point, then you add the mantissa, that is 7954. So this is the log value of 6.243. This is how you find the log with the logarithm table. Now let's have a look at how to find the antilog value. So this is the question. Find the antilog of 2.5372. Okay, so if you understood how to do log value or how to find the log value, then antilog will be much more easier. Okay, so the first thing that you'll do is you'll split. You split from here. Split from the decimal point to this much and leave the characteristic behind. So this is the mantissa, this is the characteristic. Now the first thing that you need to do is find the antilog of the mantissa. So what is the mantissa over here? 0.5372. Include the point as well, because in the logarithm table you will find the point. I'll tell you where. Okay, that is the first step. Now take your anti-logarithm table. Once you take your anti-logarithm table, check for, okay, what do we do before? We took the first 2 digits, right? Just like that, ignore this 2 and take the first 2 digits, that is 0.53. Now you look here, anti-logarithm table, look for 0.53. 0.53 is over here, right? So we found out 0.53. Now what's the next digit over here? The next digit is 7. So you look for the number 7. That is the 7th column from 53. That is 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the value we got is 3443. So you write that down. So the value is 3443. So the second rule is the next digit. And just like how we did for log, take the next digit and add. Okay, so the next digit is 2. Now you look for the rightmost side of the column, that is over here all the way to 2, no? So the value is 2. Okay, now what do? Add 2 to this, that is 3443 plus 2. 3 plus 2, 5, 4, 4, 3. So this is the value that we got. Now, just like log, you might be thinking to find the characteristic, that is 1 minus 1, which will lead you to 0 and all, but that is wrong. Over here what we'll be doing is, we'll write this number once again, that is 3445. Now you need to check something, that is, you need to check how many numbers are there before the decimal point. There is only one number, right? So you put a point in such a way that you only have one number before the decimal point, just like in the question. After that, you multiply this. So this is where the working rule comes in. That is, we are going to shift the decimal point. Now, how do you shift it? Okay. Now, you multiply this value with 10. Now, not just 10 raised to the power of whatever number comes before the decimal point. So, if it was 3 here, it will be 10 raised to 3. If it was 4, 10 raised to 4. Since it is 2, it is 10 raised to 2. Now, just like before, whenever you multiply with a positive number, your decimal moves to the right. So 2 means the value will be 344.5. This is your anti-log value for this number. Okay, so move 2 points to this side, that is 344.5. This is how you find the log values and antilog values with the logarithm and antilogarithm tables. If this video helped you to understand this full concept, please like and subscribe to this video, and thank you for watching.